We're here in the Talk About Topeka studios with Tameka Bryant and Kristi Porter, hosts of Real Estate Matters, a show coming here very soon to TV 25. We want to get to know these ladies a little more personally in their lives. We know they're incredible real estate mavens in the Kansas City area, but you guys have a pretty cool story behind this. Okay, we'll start with Tameka here. Where are you from, Tameka?
I'm from the Bronx. I grew up in the Bronx, New York.
Okay.
And so I'm known as the Concrete Princess. Okay. So I will put that out there from the beginning. So if you ask me about turn left at this stake in the road and go to this farm, or okay, that would not be me. So I would have to get some help on that. So yes. But I am
You're
from
like
the
the
Bronx.
go to McDonald's and turn left.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm like, pick me up from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Somebody else can come. Yeah. That would be me.
Excellent. Okay, so tell us a little bit about how long ago did you come to the Midwest?
Actually, the Midwest was one of my target areas from when I was vice president of operations for Boys and Girls Clubs.
Oh, okay.
And so I used to write grants and that kind of thing for the corporate office. And Kansas City was one of my areas, and a promotion came up, and I took it and moved to Kansas City. And so fast forward now, I own a brokerage, a real estate brokerage, and I manage teams. And I'm also an instructor, an author, and of course a radio host, and I do a few other things, and a mom.
A few hats, right?
Just a couple of hats. Not a whole bunch, but I have 2 kids and a German Shepherd. So I have a full life, and the hubby and everything else going on. But I wrote a book some time ago, a couple years ago, called 99 Ways of How to Make Money in Real Estate, finding a niche that pays. And that book has just been circulating all over different markets like Amazon and Barnes and Noble. I'm getting a lot of great feedback from people.
What compelled you to write the book?
Well, as a trainer, I would go around and speak to other real estate agents, and just talking to people, I don't know, I have this gift that I can talk to you for about 10 minutes and find out something about you, some skill set that you have, and then match it to something you should be doing in your business that you may not have touched on. And so I could talk to people at a conference and then leave talking to 20 different people, and they call me up and they, how did you know that this should be my niche? Well, I don't know. I don't know how I knew. And they were like, well, how do you find this? I'm like, well, there's no blueprint for it, so I might as well write about it. And I put it in a book.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so compare and contrast Bronx to the Midwest here.
It's about the same. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, pretty much the same.
There are people, there are streets. The Midwest was a great place to raise my family, so that I had more time to spend with them, as opposed to spending in traffic or having to work, sometimes 2 jobs and just different things like that. So even though majority of my family are still in New York, I miss that part. Kansas City has just become our new home because the kids love everyone here and all their friends, and it's just a slower pace, but it's an appreciated pace for us.
The dollar stretches a bit more here,
yes,
doesn't
it does.
Yeah?
Yes, and I still call my sister and say, how much is a gallon of milk there? And versus here, it's those little things that we take for granted of how expensive gas is and just everything, cost of living, and what I pay. If you think about like an apartment in New York, $2,800 for maybe 500 square feet, in some places. And
with half a bathroom.
And we can have a huge 5-bedroom house here for that kind of money. So very different in housing.
So Kristi, tell us a little bit about your background here. Where'd you come from?
Well, I'm a stark contrast to Tameka. I grew up and was raised in the Midwest in Olathe. And so, went to college, got my college degree, and then did a lot of jobs in advertising, and then
Where'd you go to college?
I went to K-State.
Okay,
all
right.
And then,
some people will like that. Some people like that. All right.
And then I ended up at Baker, and so I'm a wildcat both sides. And then just got into real estate by introducing myself to different realtors, and went and took my real estate license test, and just recently became a broker myself, and so I'm just started a team. In Kansas City, so I have a team where I've got a buyer's agent and transaction coordinator, and we're going to be adding a media consultant soon. Not a consultant, but someone who does social media, who can have the expertise to go in there and do posts and things for us. And so, but yeah, I'm a wife, mom of 5 kids, and one little tidbit that's interesting that Tameka always likes for me to share is I started a cotton candy business a few years ago, and so that's one of my little niches that I have I've done in real estate, and I call myself the sweet realtor. And so,
Cool.
yeah, kind of as a double thing there. So it's been really fun. It's a good business to be in.
That's a unique sideline to it, right?
It is very fun.
You know, when you have, both of you ladies have kids, and so, having families, being real estate agents, what's that like?
Love
Is it supportive of, raising family?
Well, I will
It
tell
is.
you, when I first got going in the business and not having a huge circle of influence, we didn't have people we could just drop the kids off with. We didn't have grandparents here or any of those things. So the kids kind of went with us. So they would get in the car, and my daughter learned how to do, square footage of a house, at a very early age.
It's a valuable
Just
thing.
because mom had to do something else. Mom was taking pictures, you do the square footage, and have my son do something else, and they just became a part of the business. So they all have different roles still to this day.
It's a family business,
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
And it is, and it's very similar in my family as well. The kids have been able to learn. They think I'm on the phone a lot, which, let's be honest, I am on the phone a lot. But what has helped our family is for them to be included in our goals. So what's our goal for this year? We're going to Disney World. Okay, great. You're going to Disney World. When are you going? We're going in May. Okay, that's in 5 months, Mom. That's great. Mom's on the phone. We have to go to Disney World. Don't interrupt Mom. So
right.
when they bought into what our goals are, then it's really readjusted our entire approach to doing business. Because I work a lot from home. So, yeah.
Well, you ladies have a wonderful story, and folks can find out more about your story by following your show. You've got the show, the podcast radio show, Real Estate Matters, and there's a Facebook page for it, so I would certainly encourage everyone to sign up for that. I'm not a real estate agent, and I listened to your show, and I found some really useful things that I could take into what I'm doing.
Great.
And you're also bringing the show to TV 25. That's
Yes.
coming very soon, so I hope people will really watch the show, listen to your radio show, and find them on Facebook. That's Tameka Bryant and Kristi Porter. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
You bet.